welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have a very exciting product to review for you guys today. I occasionally get Amazon sellers to message me to try out a product, and nothing has kind of enticed me to actually do it until this product. So for today's video, I will be reviewing the UTOURS IPL system. So if you don't know what IPL is, it's intense pulse light, and what it is basically a system, a device that basically removes hair permanently. This product comes packaged so luxe and so nicely, and it comes in this box, and it is the holidays, so if you're looking into gifting a product, I think this would make a really good gift, and you probably don't even need a box for it because it's already packaged. So inside this box, you basically get the device, the charger, they give you an actual razor in case you need one, and then the manual to use the product, and then a pair of glasses to protect your eyes while you're using the system. And what really enticed me with the product, as far as just looking at the description, is that it's supposed to be 40% less painful than a regular IPL device. And I actually already own one, so I'm like, really? Okay, so I have this one, an old one that I bought 2 years ago, and I can tell you how many times I've used this. I've used this maybe 5 times, mainly because nobody tells you. I guess I don't really have a really high pain tolerance. This thing hurts, and in order for me to use it on certain places in my body, I have to prep it, have to put lidocaine in the spot just so I can't feel it. It basically feels like a hot rubber band, like you're flicking on your skin over and over and over again, and it's so uncomfortable. And by the time I decided I needed to return it because I wasn't getting any use out of this thing because it was painful and I hated using it, I couldn't return it anymore because it was past the time limit to return things on Amazon. When I was reading the device, I was like, okay, that sounds something that I really want to try, just right up my alley, especially if it's going to be painless. This is what the product looks like. So as far as comparing it to my old one, this is already 3 notches better as far as how comfortable it is to hold. It's basically kind of like a gun. You have the little button in here to basically fire the machine up, and overall, in just holding it, portability, I think it's just more comfortable compared to my old one, so that was already a plus for me. So the device isn't rechargeable, so you do have to plug it in when you're operating. So if you're thinking of portability, you do need to keep it plugged in while you're using the device. And it comes with the button in the back, and the front is basically just the dial for the intensity that you want. So overall, just looking at this device, it's already leaps and bounds a lot better. It has a nice weight to it, but it's not super heavy or anything. And I feel like just handling it and using it is just a lot better compared to this one. The device has the power button in the back, and then you just press it on to kind of fire up the machine. And this side of the device basically turns green and tell you that it's on. And to achieve your desired intensity, you basically just keep clicking the power button. There's little holes in here to indicate the power, and there's 5 levels that you can get into with this device, similar to this one that I owned. So it's 5 levels is the maximum. So as far as how intense pulse light works, it basically, the beam of light penetrates and basically targets the melanin. So if your hair is very fair or super blonde in your body, I believe it's not supposed to work on that. And if you're really dark, it's not advised because it actually can burn you even in the smallest settings. So definitely keep that in mind in purchasing this for yourself or for the person that you intend to gift this to. So for my skin tone, since I'm pretty tan, the maximum that I can do for this device is level 3 for my legs, and on areas that I don't get a lot of sun, or like the bikini area or my armpit, I can actually reach up to the 5th level, which that's what I've been using it. So I've been using this device for about a month now, and I've been using it on my armpit, my bikini area, on my legs, and I can say that it's very effective. But do keep in mind your skin tone and how many times you pulse the light in the areas, because you can burn yourself. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about people who have horror stories who didn't know any better about IPL hair removal and the intensity of the light, because when you're actually using the device in that moment, you feel like, oh, it's not painful at all, so you basically go into the darkest setting. But please do keep in mind that you can burn yourself, you can actually hurt yourself if you don't pay attention to the instructions. And since I'm pretty much well versed, since I already had this actually burnt me the first time around because I didn't know any better. But it only burnt me in like 3 places, and it pretty much went away after about 3 weeks. The spots that I burned pretty much disappeared. So I knew if I burnt myself with this one, I knew it wasn't going to be permanent, so I didn't freak out too much. Before using the device, you have to make sure that the skin that you're applying the product is pretty much hair free. They do provide a razor with this product, and basically just shave normally, and it's more effective if your skin, you basically don't have hair in there, because it targets basically the shorter the hair that it needs to get to, the better the chances of the light to actually reach the root of the hair, to make sure that it basically just eliminates the root and it doesn't grow back. In order to use the device, you do need to lay it flat on your skin, and then the little light on the actual machine basically kind of blinks to tell you that it's in a flat surface and you can fire away. This device has 2 modes. You actually do automatic. You can basically just press down on the trigger and it will be on automatic mode, and so you don't have to keep pressing it when you're firing. So you basically just lay it down on your skin and then apply, and then once it recognizes that it's in a flat surface, it will fire away and you don't have to keep clicking. I don't normally use the automatic mode. I like doing the manual mode because I like making sure that I'm placing the device in the area that I want and it doesn't go off just like randomly or anything like that. The device does need to be in a flat surface in order for it to fire. So I think that's the only con as well. So if you're particularly bony, like my legs are pretty bony, in areas where you can't really find a flat surface, it's hard for the device to basically fire. So you have to kind of like maneuver it around until you see the light on the device blink that it says that it's been pretty much ready and it can fire away. So that's the only thing about the device as far as the con, but for the most part, using the device is pretty much a breeze. As far as the claims for it to be painless, I can actually tell you that this device is a godsend. You do not feel the product at all. So as far as looking at the device in the front, the area that light comes out to is enclosed in this metallic. So the technology that makes this device painless is what they call a sapphire technology, which is about 40 degrees less in temperature compared to the regular IPL, and I actually believe that you do not feel any pain whatsoever at all. On the 5th setting, you can probably feel just a tiny pinch, but nothing compared to this guy. And this one was just, I can't do it. It's just too painful, okay? It's like torturing yourself with like little flicks of a warm rubber band, and I'm not about that life. So I feel like the whole construction of the device is pretty genius. The device is enclosed in this metallic thing, which is really, really cold. So when it touches your skin and you beam the light, it basically calms the skin around it while you're applying the device, and you don't feel any pain whatsoever, and it's actually cooling. Not cold to the point where it's like uncomfortable, but cold that makes the whole process very comfortable and painless. And I could actually tell you that I love this thing because I did not feel it at all. I think it's a very easy device to use. So as far as instructions go, the device does come with a manual to tell you how everything works and the process, and basically choosing your hair color to make sure that you are choosing the right intensity for your skin tone. I do advise that you do a patch test on an area, like basically beam the light on each of the levels and then wait a few minutes, because it'll take a few minutes for you to realize that you actually burnt yourself. So I think that's the only con I would say, is that since this device is painless, at the very highest level, you actually don't feel the product much at all. So you think you're good to go, and then a few minutes later, you realize that you actually burnt your skin. Compared to this one that I know I couldn't tolerate the 5th level at all. It was just too painful. I could only tolerate up to 2 to 3 because it was just too painful for my skin. But this one I can actually tolerate up to 5 and I not feel anything and then not realize that I actually burnt myself. So I do advise that you do a patch test before proceeding doing like a big area on your body. This product does come with a carrying pouch, which makes it really convenient for storage, and I love that since it basically just I keep just the glasses, the device in here, and it just cinches in place, and it's very cute, and it's like a really nice velvet bag. So as far as effectiveness, I've been using this for about a month, and I've been using it on my armpits, my bikini area, and on my legs. My armpits is pretty much done. I use this device about once a week, and the brand actually says that you can do the product really quickly in as little as 10 minutes, but I'm very, very meticulous, and I actually have a whole process to make sure that I don't miss a spot. So it takes me about like 30 to an hour to do my legs, my bikini, and my armpit. And reserving that one day a week to do the entire thing, I think it has really paid off. My armpit doesn't have any more hair. It doesn't grow anymore. And to begin with, my armpit didn't really have that much hair because I used to epilate my armpit hair, so I didn't have that much hair to begin with. Before using any kind of laser products on your skin, it is advised that you haven't like epilated, you haven't waxed or epilated a spot because it needs to have the root in it. So basically I had to wait for all my hair to grow naturally, so it'll have a root that the product can target and then shave them off, and that's been really effective. My armpit is pretty much hair free. My legs still need a little bit of work because I can't do the highest setting on it, so I have to do the more gentle, like I can only do level 3 on my legs, and that one still has maybe like bits and pieces of hair, but it is very effective. They're not coming in as thick anymore, and it's very much more manageable. You just have to be very patient because it doesn't happen overnight, and I wouldn't advise using the device more than once a week because I feel like that's a lot of like heat you're applying on a certain area of your body, and I don't advise that. So I usually would just advise you to use this once a week. And as far as looking at instructions with the brand, they advise that you can use it for the first 2 weeks. You can use the device 2 to 3 times a week, and then weeks 4 and 5 you can use it 2 times a week, and then once you hit week 8 you should be able to basically just target spots. So I basically just did the cautionary route and just did once a week. I didn't want to go into using the product too quickly because I was still getting to know the product. The price of the device is at $2.99 on Amazon, and I believe there's a coupon that you can clip which is about $75 off. I will leave the links of the product in the info bars, so be sure to refer to that so that you get linked to the actual product that I'm using, the correct one. Even though initially that is a pretty hefty price point, I believe it's a much cheaper alternative to going and getting like professional laser. You can do it at the convenience of being in your home, and you can use the device for as long as you need to do your maintenance, to do it weekly, to keep all the hair away from your body. So that is pretty much it for this review video. I hope you guys found this helpful. Please do use this device or any IPL device with caution because it can definitely burn you. It can cause damage to your skin if you're not careful. So be sure to patch test anything if you decide that this is the right product for you to use at home. I do highly recommend it. I think it's a very good product. So that is pretty much it for this review video. Do give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!